let's have a close-up look at the animation. So it's a really cool animation. So currently the shutter speed is 1/30, aperture is 3.5 and ISO is 1600, and we are in the rain, the roads are wet, and this is the low beam. The low beams are HID with 5000 Kelvin color, and these are the high beams. So this is the high beam. The high beam is a full LED setup, and the color is 6000 Kelvin. This is the high beam, this is the low beam. Now we will just drive around a little bit and see how is the performance of the HID and LED. So currently now we are going to have a drive around with the HIDs running, which are the low beams. I have kept the settings manual so that the next time when we have the full projector setup, I will keep the same settings on the camera, and it will give us a fair idea about the brightness, if it has improved, how is the light scatter, and at what distance we can see objects. So the road which we started was pretty dark, and the road on which we are going to go is lit up by, I think these are halogen lights with yellow color, and we are going to see the performance of the HIDs with yellow street lights. So this is the HIDs running, and this is the high beam. As you can see, the high beam goes further, but the objects are hardly visible. Only thing that you can make out is the signs become more visible. The radium signs, which are reflective in nature, become more visible. So this is both the HIDs and the LEDs running. So I am on high beam currently, and both the low beam and high beam stay on when I select the high beam. This is the low beam. So we have another car coming from behind, so this portion might not be totally accurate. Now there are no cars behind us, and the overall lighting that you can see is from my car and the street lights. The street lights over here are white in color, and most probably they are LEDs. There is a car coming from behind, and it is screwing a bit with our test. We will take a left turn from here. Probably we will lose this car. This is the reflective board, and if I switch on the high beam, definitely there is throw. but the intensity is not as I would have liked, and that's why we are going to replace this halogen reflector lights with projector lights, and hopefully we will get a more good and intense beam pattern. Maybe we'll be able to see objects at a farther distance. So this is the high beam. Currently I'm on the high beam. There are a couple of cyclists coming from the opposite side. Currently I'm on the low beam. We are going to take a left turn from here. So here there is some water on the road. You will be able to see the performance of this low beam. So one problem that I encountered with HIDs is even though I have set the HIDs to the lowest possible level, I mean the reflector to the lowest possible level, I still get people sometimes blinking at me, and that indicates to me that they are getting blinded, and they probably think that even though I am on low beam, that I am running on high beam, which is not the case obviously. So that means not only am I not satisfied with the throw of the low beam, but also I am blinding the oncoming traffic. So it's a lose-lose situation for both of us. Even if we get the same cutoff, even if we get the same intensity that I'm getting currently with HIDs, and I'm not blinding the oncoming traffic, I'll consider it as a win. So we have been driving around for probably 5 minutes, and I hope that the HIDs have achieved their maximum brightness. So as you can see on the front wall, this is the cutoff. We are going to again close this video, the shot of this pretty dark way, which is hardly lit, and even if it is lit, it's lit by some very low intensity yellow lights. And we will again see the performance of these HIDs, and I believe these are running now at their max performance level, because I think they have heated up now. So this is the low beam and this is the high beam. So if I can, I'm right on the edge of this road, and at the high beam I can see that on the left there is a reflector board and there is a car which is standing probably a distance, probably say 5 to 6 feet away from that signboard, and I am clearly able to see its reflectors. This is the low beam. And that is it for this test. The next test we will conduct with the projector headlights. I will again repeat the settings. The shutter speed is 1/30, aperture is 3.5, ISO is 1600 and the camera is telling me that I am underexposed by 2 stops. So the person from whom I bought these lights, he told me that the lights that he will send. I mean, I requested that the LED lights that are installed in the projectors be 4300 Kelvin. But looking at the color, I don't think these are 4300. I feel probably they are 4800 or 5000. I would have personally liked 48, 4300 because I feel yellow lights have a bit more reach when compared to the white light. So again, the headlights still require a bit of tuning because, as you can see from this side, there is a quite a nice cutoff happening. But on the driver's side, probably the cutoff is not adjusted to the same level as it is on the passenger side. We will take the same route that I did yesterday. Again, the settings are absolutely the same. So we are going with the low beam. This is the high beam. So as you can see, the far away boards are clearly getting lit up. They were getting lit up with the low beam of reflectors as well. So I believe I was blinding the oncoming traffic, but that does not seem to be the case with the projector headlights. We are taking the same route that we did yesterday. Again, this is the high beam. So on this road, we will find there will be LED street lights, and I think they were white in color. So we will get a good look at how they behave in street lights. So I am on high beam right now. This is the low beam. We will take a left turn from here like we did yesterday. So here it is a pretty dark stretch. The road is getting lit up pretty fairly. So this is the high beam, this is the low beam. What I can see is the road is getting lit up probably till 100 meters or more. And this is going to only improve when I adjust the headlights. So you can see a very good cutoff on the sides. Here the roads are a bit wet. This is the high beam. One more thing I can notice is the reflection of the headlights. The reflection of the lights on the board is more intense, and we will come to know when I do the side by side or top bottom comparison of both the videos. But to my eye, it feels that there is more intensity on the light on the signboards, which lets me to believe that much more light is getting focused on the road ahead rather than being scattered. Again, we are riding on high beam. This is the low beam. You can see the cutoff on the building ahead. So this is the cutoff. The cutoff on the right hand side is a bit lower when compared to the left hand side, and I'll have to adjust both of them. Again, we will move to the dark stretch of road that we were standing on earlier. So this is the high beam, and I feel the car and the signboard are getting lit up like they were getting lit up yesterday also, but I think the intensity is slightly higher on the projector headlights. This is the low beam, and as I can see that the car and the signboards are now no longer visible, indicating that the cutoff is very nice and I won't be blinding the oncoming traffic. And the bonus is also that the scattering of light on the road is pretty even on the low beam. Once again, the settings are manual, so the video that you see on the left and right or top and bottom are running with the same settings. The shutter speed is 1/30, aperture is 3.5, and the ISO is 1600. Once again, this is the low beam and this is the high beam.